Hey, what's up everyone? Aubrey Trades here with another Sunday night watch list. We're going to go over some trade ideas for the week ahead. Now, Friday was a little bit nerve-wracking. We got news of a new variant in the air, and that caused this massive gap down and sell-off all Friday. But, you know, the weekend has passed. We're seeing new headlines that the symptoms are only mild so far. People just being very exhausted, running out of energy, and it seems like the market is reacting favorably to that. Now, back up into the 460s here in not like pre-market / futures trading, indicating this gap up for tomorrow. As such, I'm wondering if some of the COVID names that were spiking on Friday are still going to be in play. I'm certainly still going to watch them, but definitely some of the biotechs that were spiking beforehand, I think, are still worthy of a watch. Thinking of LGVN now. Nice consolidation. We got this little ascending triangle pattern happening up here. 45.50 is the top. So we're going to keep an eye on this, see if it wants to give us a little bit of, you can see this like trend break forming here on the 1 hour chart. Look for that, open north of 31s and the breakout over 45. If we get back into the 40s, I think it's game for a continuation. This is a micro float, so if we get some sort of weak open, trap the shorts in, and then get back into those 40s, I think we can skip up even higher. Other names I'm watching are BFRI for some continuation. Got on Friday up as high as 950. Nice strong trend here on the 1 hour chart. Looking at this 35.50 EMA cloud here in the 560s. So there's a lot of room for this to potentially pull back and still maintain trend. But for intraday entries, look for this key level to hold, like the 770s, especially if we're going into tomorrow, if it's going to have some continuation. I'm really going to want to see that, but I just as easily could see this sort of chilling out, maybe testing this range here in the 520s again before maybe getting some more action, maybe like Tuesday, Wednesday or something. Moving on, we still got we got Ispc that's going to be on watch. This skipped up to new highs, 24.67 on Friday. Again, nice definite uptrend, close underneath VWAP. So we're gonna watch to see how this opens in the morning. Definitely want to see it hold this 17s 18s range for some continued motion upward. But if we open below, or if we crack below 17 and get into the 16s, then expect more of a fade action. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's over, but it definitely would kind of ruin some of it. Look at this daily chart, how messy it is, but how high up we are from these cloud trends. I mean, this 513 on the daily, right, is here at $11. So, I wouldn't count this out, even if we do sort of gap down or have a red day here. Just something I'm keeping on watch. Also, NXRP, random like huge gap up in the middle of the freaking day on Friday. So I don't know if this is a play, but I'm definitely keeping it on watch. I mean, this halted up at 4 and then got as high as 889. Don't know what's going on there, but definitely interested to see if this gives us some continuation. You're going to want to see this tested again, and ideally a breakout over 860s, but the chart is overall bearish here on the daily. So, not my favorite, but still worth keeping an eye on. Of course, AHPI as well. This had a major gap up on the new variant We're going to see how this reacts. Something tells me that with futures being the way it is, that we might be more prone to see a gap down. Either way, the key levels I'm looking at is for 770 to hold on this one. Let's see, we talked about BFRI, we talked about all of these. Other ideas, BTB has been running with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as we can see, is kind of now back in this like 57s range. We had this nice bounce here midday after kind of having this false breakdown, now back in the 57s. So if this ends up wanting to continue up and rotate into that 60 test, I'm going to be keeping my eye out on BTB. This went as high as 5.1 in the afters and has just been bleeding out. But if Bitcoin wants to do its thing, we might see a nice little bounce in here, possibly to test the 117s, 120s, just something to keep an eye out. Also can look at HUD 8 mining. If that wants to have a nice little bounce, look how far off the highs this kind of is. Again, like both of these are clear bearish trends. What are some of the other Bitcoin plays? BTBT is another one you can keep an eye on. Boom, boom. None of these are super calling out to me. CBTC is the OTC version of a Bitcoin play that tends to go if Bitcoin starts pumping. Maybe might be able to see some easy plays on that depending on how Bitcoin's price action is in the morning. And then we'll wrap it up with, we got NEGG and BKKT. NEGG just put out some PR. They're going to take Shiba Inu as payment. Plus they got their winter promotions guide happening. That kind of like sparked some renewed interest in the stock. We now have this clear signal on the 3550 cross on the daily. Now we have this ceiling here at 2231. I would look to play maybe a breakout over that to test the next range of 28s. Something to keep an eye out on. Keeping an eye on this 1 hour trend too for the longer term. You see we had this like consolidation, and this quick spike. See how that looks on the 10-minute chart. It's kind of hard to catch these, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like this was very, very sudden, but look how quick this was, almost right after the 10-minute cross, and then we had this jump from 18 to 22. Something to keep an eye on. And then we got BKKT, which sort of been like, not like, it's been slowly bleeding out, but this looks like it's ready for some sort of first green day bounce. I mean, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight weeks of red. This is due for a bounce on the weekly, definitely due for a bounce on this daily. I mean, so keep an eye on this trend break level on the daily. Kind of trend break would be around that 17s, 18s level. Might catch a bounce off of this 200 EMA here in the 13s. Other things to keep an eye on. I don't know, that wouldn't be like a crazy ridiculous play, but you know, it would be an easy, nice like base hit. So that's something I'm looking for. And with the market gapping up, still gonna be eyeing the EV names, Lucid, Ford. Boom, Lucid's kind of like consolidating here. Let's go to that 1 hour chart. I kind of like looking this on the bigger pictures. We got this wedge forming. Look for an open over 52 to rotate back up into the 55s, potentially test 60. Ford's been chopping around in that 1920 zone. Kind of had this little breakout, but then just slammed back down on Friday after we got the variant fears. So we're going to see how that wants to react. At this point, you know, I'm not really interested unless we can break over 21. And then Rivian just keeps on giving. Just kidding. This has been bleeding out forever. But you could possibly look for a trend break to rotate back up if EVs are going to be hot. GGPI is the other one. And of course, we're looking at Tesla as the leader here. GGPI. Nice little trend break setup. You see the support here at the 13s. So if you can get some here or catch the trend break over 1376 to rotate into this 14s, 15 zones, that's another idea for EV land if that's going to show some strength on SPY gapping up. That's really it. We still have the back burner names here. Still waiting on BCTX. I still got my swing calls on here. Kind of wish I would have dumped them here in the 1080s when we kind of gapped up, but oh well. Still strong. Trend is still intact, right? Go into the 4-hour chart here. There's a conference coming up in early December, which could be a potential catalyst. At this point, we're looking for that rotation over 1050. See if this can get us into that next zone of resistance. If we look at the weekly chart, kind of puts us here in the 15s. That's the move I'm waiting for. And I'm being so patient with this one. Oh my goodness. I like got in somewhere like in this consolidation zone. I've been holding it for way too long. I want the move to happen already. But the uptrend is still clearly intact. Riding this 513 EMA cloud. We'll see how this continues to develop. Anyway, that is all for the Sunday night watch list. I will be back tomorrow, where we're going to cover the whatever pops up on the gap scans. So thanks so much for watching. If you got value out of this video, please hit the like button. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing and let me know in the comments down below what other types of content you want to see from this channel. I'm Aubrey Trades. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.